So you want to make silage, but you're not sure which crop to use? We'll explore that in this episode, and we'll try and get an answer. Stay tuned. Hey there, welcome back to this Farming Simulator 22 tutorial series. I am Mighty Mike, and today we're going to look at all of the different crops that you can use to make your silage. We're also going to compare which ones have the best yield. We're also going to go ahead and compact each one down and make silage just to see if we lose anything during the fermenting process. So we're going to get started here. I wanted to go over what I have set up. We're going to run the test a number of times here, so I've got everything set up. We do have the Crone forage harvester here. I do have a header here for the corn, and then we also have a header here for all of the other crops that we're going to test out. We do have a tractor with a forage wagon back there. We do have this silage compactor and leveler. We do have a bunker silo here. This field here has been plowed, rolled, and double fertilized. It has no stones in it. Stones, weeds, lime is all turned off because that's not what we're looking at. We're not looking at trying to maximize our yield. We're going to look at an even comparison, trying to figure out which crop actually makes the best yield. So over here we do have a couple of tractors with a planter and a seeder. We use this one here for the corn, and then we got this for the other crops. So we'll hop in here real quick, and I just want to show you here we have 2,000 liters of seed in that tractor, or in that planter, and then in this seeder we also have 2,000 liters of seed. And then I'll also show you here on the map we have field 45 here, so where we'll be running our test. It is shown in a seedbed state, but like I said, it has been plowed and it is fully fertilized. So since it has been plowed, you would normally not get any weeds, but I do have that turned off. And then you also see around the edge of the field I have gone and put in a skirt of dirt around the edge just to try and keep any of this grass from getting collected once we do the grass test. Now I was not able to get this piece right here due to the limitations on landscaping, so we'll just have to be careful right there around the edge. So here's how I'm going to do this test. I'm going to go through the first one here. We're going to go ahead and start with corn. So I'll go ahead and hop in this tractor here. We'll get going with the corn. So what I'm going to do is we'll go through the planting, and then we'll sleep to get to the stage of harvest. We'll run the forage harvester through it. We'll dump it all into the bunker silo, and then we will compact it down and see just how much. We'll compare the chaff off of it as well as the final silage product. And then we'll also compare that to how much seed we used. I don't think on this field it's going to be that much of a difference, but I will calculate a percentage just so we can know. And then we'll go from there. We'll see how much each crop yields and try and find out which one may be the best one to use for silage. So it will not take long here. I've got this larger equipment so that we can run through these tests really quick. Just a couple passes here on the corn is all it will take. And then once we have that done, we can go ahead and sleep through till we get to a harvest state, because we don't need to fertilize or worry about weeds. Looks like we're going to have to go down and back. It's not going to quite get it in one pass here. I personally think that corn is probably going to win here. just based on how it has acted in previous versions of the game. But we will see. Could be surprised. Could be surprised. The other thing I want to look at too is how many days it takes for each crop to grow, and factor that in as well. That way might help you make a decision as well. Alright, there we go with the corn. So we'll get this part back over here out of the way, and then we'll get ready to go ahead and sleep through. Okay, so we're here 5 days later. The corn is ready to harvest. So we're going to go ahead and get the forage harvester set up here, and then we'll come along beside it in the trailer. Get the header unfolded here and over to the field. I do have crop destruction turned off, so we're not going to worry about running through the crop or anything like that. We're just strictly doing this for testing purposes. Okay, so we just filled up the trailer there. So almost done with the field. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the silo, and then we'll run around and finish up the field. How did I do there? Not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, that looks like all of it, another 584 liters. So 47,584 liters off that field. And I'm stuck. I am stuck. Let's try it over here. There we go. We'll get that little bit dumped out. We'll hop over in the compactor and go ahead and get that rolled down. This should not take too long, I don't believe. We'll go ahead and turn on our menu here. Now that actually is telling us that we have 47,555. So we lost, oh, it may be out of the silo here. We'll get this pushed back in. There we go. Still 47555. So that's what we're going to go with. I don't know where we lost it. All right, we have got this thing packed down to 100%. I'm just going to push this little bit of extra that has come out of the bunker back in. See, we're still at 47,555. We had 47,584 in the trailer, so I'm not too sure where it went. But we are at 100% fill, so we're going to go ahead and blanket the silo. And it is fermenting. So I'm going to go ahead and let that get fermented, and we'll see how much we end up with. All right, we are here 2 days later, and it has fermented completely. So we're going to go ahead and open the silo. And we have left 45,841. So we actually lost a little bit during the fermenting process. Very interesting. Okay, I figure some of you may ask what would happen if I went ahead and opened the entire silo. As you can see there, we have it open, still at 45,841 liters. All right, so I'm going to get the test reset here. We'll just exit out of this save game, and then we're going to go on to the next crop. Well, all right, we're back here. Same setup. What we're going to do now, we're going to hop in the seeder. I'm not going to go through the entire test again, but what we'll do is we'll start with wheat and run through the different crops and see which we can cut to make silage, and go ahead and get some numbers. Again, I won't go through the entire process as we did before, but I wanted to do that just so you'll see how I'll go about my testing. So we'll get this started here planting. I'll run through the test, and then we will bring you back in and we'll go over the results. All right, we are done with the testing, and I got some interesting data. Pretty much, corn is king, as we expected, but there is a possibility that grass is up there with it. Maybe a close second, very close second. We ended up with 47,584 liters of chaff off the field with the corn, and grass was 21,906. But grass grows in 3 days and corn takes 6. So you can actually get 2 cuttings off the grass, which if you double that would bring it up to 43,812. Still short of the corn. But here's what I want to point out. If you're making silage, especially for use with cows or you have other animals, you may need hay. So if you planted grass, you could get a cutting of hay and a cutting of silage and not have to replant anything. So there is a benefit to using the grass for the silage because it does regrow. You will have to throw some fertilizer out on it, but you don't have to plow afterwards, and it is a lot easier to deal with. So corn is king when it comes to silage, as we all expected. All of the other options that we have, wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybean, sorghum, and sunflower, all fell way short of the corn. Don't cut your crops for silage would be my recommendation. Sell them. You'd probably be better off selling them and just buying silage if you needed to do that. But grass is pretty good because you can make that a dual purpose field if you need hay. But corn is king when it comes to silage. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please don't forget to give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks so much for watching.